What up? It's your What If Incredible Man, and yes, I'm back at it again, and this is Danmachi Season 2, aka Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Episode 6. And I think it's wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon. But if you're picking them up in the pleasure quarter, it is A-okay, man, because this episode we got introduced to the pleasure quarter and a bunch of beautiful waifus from the goddess Ishtar and a whole bunch of slew of girls that was just flooded on your screen this episode. And the whole time it was absolutely wonderful, man. This whole episode was just funny, and towards the end it got a little more serious, and you can tell stuff is starting to it's gonna go down come next week, I guarantee it. But we got introduced to the goddess Ishtar and a whole slew of her girls that's part of her familia, and the chick that we see on the cover with Ishtar and Belle, which is Sanjuno Haruhime. Yes. And Dollars to Donuts, that is the chick that Mikoto and the other chick are looking for, that they grew up playing with. Hands down, I just know it. That's just the way writing and anime characters work. I know she's the chick that they were looking for. That's really what I want to discuss. Let's dive into the episode, man. First off, we see it picks up right after last week's episode when Mikoto had met with the other chick from her old familia, and she's like, well, yeah, I'm going to bed, so I'll see you guys later. And she ran upstairs and then jumped out the window. And it was so fantastic because the moment she jumped out the window to leave, we see Belle, Wealth, and Lily just sitting there. We knew she was going somewhere, and then they tell her, and they get to the pleasure quarter, man. Dude, I didn't know Danmachi had something like this, man. And if you guys are Gintama fans, you know they have the pleasure quarter in Gintama and a lot of anime like that and stuff. They have a pleasure quarter, and it's nice. It's always nice to see those, man. And it was very nice to see all of these characters, or these new women that we got introduced to the pleasure quarter, because they were all waifu material, except for that. Before I get there, let's go, man, because it's gonna get okay. So we follow them, and they're looking, and they're trying to find their old friend in the pleasure quarter, and we have Belle and Wealth and Lily following them. And then we see all of these women just fawning over Belle, and he's got kisses all over his face, and he's turning red and flushing, and Lily's just mad and upset. Well, Belle, there's no need for you to be here. I didn't want him to see this place. So it was this episode. It always brings the comedic timing and joy with Danmachi, and I love that from it. But when it gets serious, it gets really serious, because then we had these guys that was trying to pick up Mikoto and the other chick, and Wealth had to step in and kind of get those guys pushed away. And in that time, Belle had kind of went off and kind of got lost. And that's when he ran into one of Ishtar's familia, and they took him back to their home. And this when it got weird, man. Like, let's be real. Like, if it was real and it was you, nobody would turn this down. But it was Belle, and you know, Belle he's got to be the moral high ground for the anime. And he was like, no, I can't. I won't be myself if all of this happens. But like, if it was you, I'm not turning it down. Just being real. And they were all beautiful women. But then we have this one chick, dude. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. This one chick that was like, no. She was like, I'm prettier than Ishtar Sama. No, you're not. No, you are a toad. You exactly what the other chick called you. So no, we're not fooling with you at all. So, but it was nice to have that moment. Then they all just started chasing Belle. And he runs off, and he gets lost, and he ends up meeting the chick that's on the cover for this season, which is Haruhime. But before we get that, we see Hermes meeting with Ishtar, and Ishtar wanting to take down, I can't think of her name, but the chick that's she's so obsessed with Belle, and she stays in the top tower with the white hair. I can't think of her name. But we see that Ishtar wants to take her down, and she asked Hermes, does he have any other secrets? And no, I don't have anything else to tell you. And then she takes her clothes off, and next thing you know, they pan back and they show Hermes laying in the bed crying, and the chick was like, she wants the little rookie. So if she wants him, I'm going to take him. So we know that the next thing that's going to be big is this chick wants Belle, and Belle is going to try to save Haruhime. I called it. I already know that's what it is. But we get a nice segment and this is where the whole episode kind of just shifted, because it got a little more slower and a little more dramatic and a little more serious, because this time we see Haruhime telling us her backstory, and that she likes adventure stories and hero stories and all this other stuff, and her and Belle having kind of a bonding moment, and we see that this is a serious thing, and her family sold her to a brothel. Dude, that's hardcore. Like, no matter what happens, like, for them to do that, I mean, that is hard. And she was like, well, I can't be a princess anymore because I'm a prostitute. Dude, that is hard. Like, she like literally shut down, but like she didn't feel bad. She was like, well, I did what I had to survive. And the chick that was chasing Belle, she helped me, and she was always nice to me. So that was nice to see that kind of transition between her and that other chick. But for her to have that kind of mindset, dude, that is some powerful stuff. And that is good writing, Danmachi. That is some good writing. But that whole little segment got real serious. But then she said she was gonna let Belle escape the whole place, and she led him out and showed him a way. And right when she done that, the chick that saved her and helped her out throughout this whole process was standing right there behind her, was like, come on, you're gonna catch a cold. And she was like, hi. So it was so nice to have that moment, and that whole ending part of this episode was so serious, man. So I'm super excited for next week. But that's pretty much all that happened this episode, man. It was still good. I enjoyed it. Danmachi is always a good anime, man, and I love this season because we're getting a different story and more in depth to everything that's going on around the actual city that we're in, and we're going way in depth to like the actual lore and plot of the story itself. But this is your boy, The Incredible, man. Don't forget to smash that like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.